Good evening. It is I, your boss, your ruler, the author of Annihilation, the architect of horror, the sultan of soul-taking, the one that has 0 fucks to give. I just got back from taking the soul of a man who was a drug kingpin in South America. The man made over $1 million a month, but got too greedy and reckless. He was known for producing cocaine, and he started using his own supply, which was his first mistake. Coupled with a bad temper and a police force that had a hard-on from catching him, it was only a matter of time before they gunned him down. What a shame. I was hoping to research the potency of his product for myself. Definitely not for personal use. No sirree, Bob. Drug dealer stories hardly ever end happily. Greed, pride, or envy eventually comes into play before a downfall. But that doesn't stop some of you from wanting to be the next Pablo Escobar simply because your favorite rapper said it was cool. But hey, that just means that it's more souls for the taking. So go ahead, sell those drugs, buy those expensive things. You'll be joining me eventually. But I digress. I know what you're here for. Yet another thrilling story from my past that you humans try to cover up with your lies. You make me sick. Speaking of drugs, however, I suppose I could tell you the story of how I started the whole trend of putting cocaine in your beloved Coca-Cola. Oh yes, as some of you may know, one of your favorite beverages was known to have an extra little kick in every bottle. The brand thought the ingredient would harbor in more sales, which it did. But in hindsight, I was hoping that it would burst a few hearts open so that I could meet some of you in heaven. Ah yes, the glorious days of the late 19th century, when life was simple, morals were questionable, and your doctor would prescribe heroin for a cough. It was a time of boundless innovation, and I, your beloved king of darkness, was at the peak of my influence. Enter John Stiff Pemberton, a struggling pharmacist, Civil War veteran, and occasional recreational chemist. The man had a knack for two things: mixing up tonics and getting stabbed in duels. True story, look it up. He wanted to create a miracle elixir, something to soothe the nerves, invigorate the soul, and most importantly, make him a boatload of cash. So being the helpful overlord that I am, I whispered a little idea into his ear one fateful evening. "Hey Johnny boy," I said, "you know what would really spice up that drink of yours? A little nose candy, the devil's dandruff, the old white lightning." And oh, how he listened. With my guidance, he got his hands on some high-grade coca leaf extract, the kind that made people feel like they could run through a brick wall and solve complex calculus equations simultaneously. He mixed it with some other mysterious ingredients, one of which I may or may not have sourced from a potion I stole from a 14th century alchemist, added some carbonated water, and boom, Coca-Cola was born. The drink took off like wildfire. Sales skyrocketed. People loved it. Why wouldn't they? They were unknowingly microdosing cocaine with every sip. Housewives suddenly had boundless energy to clean the entire house 3 times over. Office workers started filling paperwork at record-breaking speeds. And the church choir, oh honey, they were hitting high notes so high, even I couldn't reach them. Folks were ordering 12 bottles at a time and downing them like water. Towns started forming Coca-Cola Anonymous support groups before the concept of addiction was even medically acknowledged. One preacher even tried baptizing people in Coca-Cola, claiming it gave him visions of the divine. I never had the heart to tell him he was just severely hydrated, nor did I want to. Eventually, though, the fun had to end. Some meddling doctors and government officials got curious about why half the population had the energy of caffeinated hummingbirds. They started testing the drink and, gasp, discovered my little secret. The backlash was immediate. Angry mobs, ironically fueled by the very product that they were protesting, demanded the cocaine be removed. The company, fearing lawsuits and possible mass heart attacks, caved in and reformulated the drink. The magic was gone. Coca-Cola was still popular, but it would never again give people the superpowers they once had. A true tragedy. But you know what? I still consider it one of my finest pranks. I mean, think about it. One of the biggest brands in human history started as a casual narcotics operation. And even though they took the cocaine out, people still act like they're addicted to it. So remember, every time you crack open a can of Coke, you're drinking that little piece of history, one that I made possible, unfortunately. You're welcome. That's all the precious time I have today for you fools. If you like what you heard, please feel free to follow me if you're not doing that already. And please tell your friends about me. Advertising can be such hell.